Yeah, I'm ready.
So it's just a perfect bodyboarding way.
Didn't even jump off my board. I just tried to choke Jason Brown.
That one Mexican cat that I went across the border with, I never forgot. I forgot his name, but he was absolutely nuts, kind of skinny looking.
Who?
Dude, I went across the border with him and kind of hanging with him and shit. I think he came to Hawaii just briefly. He wasn't that good of a bodyboarder. He was just, but he could get barreled and he had a great time. And he was fucking hilarious.
It wasn't PC, was it?
No. Paul's next level. Oh, no, I'll never forget that name.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, and 3. Fuck. My headphones
I hear you.
No, my headphones are shit. The battery died.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You know what? Just let me know if the audio's good.
Do you hear?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, good.
Test yours. Test your mic.
Testes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Testes.
All right.
Do you remember that?
Oh, there we go.
From Beavis and Butthead?
Yes.
We're old.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna go freaking live in a second.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick ass setup, bro.
If anybody watches live, it's cool. If not, because the people that are paying the $15 a month get it live.
Oh, wow, okay.
If you're 5 or 10, then you're. All right. Oh my God. What's up, everybody? I know you're probably not gonna get the super clear audio. Let me get freaking wonton. So this is what it takes to get an interview with this guy. I can only imagine what it's gonna take to get an interview from guys like Chad Barba or freaking. Wait. All right. Start from the top. Chris Juan is probably one of the hardest working guys that I know. He's a hustler, and we all hustle. Every single one of us hustle. I'm pointing over here because the GoPro's over here. But every single one of us hustles. But freaking this guy, freaking, I don't know how the hell you do it. Talking to the mic.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Just yeah. We, we see opportunities to make money. We're not gonna let them slide by us, and if they're really good opportunities, we're gonna dive on even more. And with my hustle, I want to do a kind of a hustle. I'd say a spiritually healthy hustle. I don't want to if I could make millions of dollars making bombs, I'm not gonna go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I wanted to have a spiritually healthy hustle. So I got involved with CBD oil and marijuana, and in California it's a total legal business, and we've learned how to really capitalize on these things.
So when they open it up as recreational, so let me start from the top.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is Manny V, and welcome to another edition of boogLIFE. I got the GoPro over here on this side, and then we got the live over here, so wonton doesn't matter what you stare at. But we got Chris Wonton Taloa from Oahu, and if you don't know who he is, your mind is about to be blown. Because I grew up with this guy, and he was one of those few. I mean, were you the only one doing? No, Danny Kim.
There's Danny Kim. He was standing up, and then there was Kevin Serve from California that was really something. And then
when did Kevin come into it?
Kevin was right there with me.
Okay.
Kevin, he was more into like getting really like larger type of waves with a longer type of board. It was, his boards were, I had longer ones, then he copied my kind of longer shape, and he took it to a whole nother level. Like he really got away with a lot of big stuff. He got more into like the bigger waves, and to doing like big giant turns on these waves with these boards that were just like so long or crazy. But he's really good at doing that. My thing was, I'd get those big waves too, but I really liked my boards to be shorter so I could get more hot doggy with it, and I like to do a bunch of tricks. And I really looked up to guys like Rodney Mullen and creative individuals that got real nuts like that with what they had going on, and that was my thing. Yeah.
And the main reason why you did it that way is
what, standing on the bodyboard?
No, in those conditions.
Oh, standing on the bodyboard in certain. What do you mean? What?
like you like to do it that way because it was fun.
Oh yeah, definitely. If the waves allowed me to stand on my bodyboard, then that's what I would do. If it was really good to lay down, like if it was like massive pipeline, there's no way I'm going to try and get to my feet and try and paddle into that, especially with crowds and everything like that.
Yeah,
I would just lie down, and if I could have an opportunity to get up on my knee and drop knee and get real shacked, I'd do that too. It's like whatever the water was going to allow me to do. And these days, since I've done so much bodyboarding through my whole life, like I ended up like now I do all sorts of different things. Like I foil board, long board, soft tops, regular short board surfing. I'll do like a lot of board transfer stuff where I'll go out to like real heavily crowded places like Malibu with a soft top longboard with my bodyboard on the nose, and just so I can get a wave. You know, the crowds are just next level. I'll just get in with the soft top, bail the soft top, and go to the bodyboard and just gun through.
No way.
And you know, I've been waiting for a long time for Seal Beach to do that, where it does those giant white wash rolls from the outside, just waiting. And then when it does that, then I just want to get in with the longboard soft top, bail that thing and go right, because I don't see anybody doing that on those heavy rights on the far south end.
Yeah, by the jetty.
But I believe the reason why is because, you know, it's such a, well, you'll get worked if you don't do it right. And the surfboards with the surfboards, bro, those things hit you wrong in there, you're dead. Like that's just, so with a bodyboard, I think you can really get away with it. If the board hits me in there with the bodyboard, I'm a lot better off than a surfboard hitting me in the head. And the impact with the bodyboard around there through that, I think I'm a lot safer off than a surfer. So I want to give that a go.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away that the fact that the bodyboard could also fuck you up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you end up thinking you're invincible, and then you find out you're not. And everybody knows my history in bodyboarding.
Yeah.
I used to think I was invincible all the time, but that's why I was in the hospital 4 months every year.
Oh, all right. Wait. We're gonna get back to that part, but the way we usually do it is we talk about the very beginning, and then we catch up to where we are now. But fuck, you know, this is gonna be part one of, I hope, a lot more, because we can sit here and talk about this for hours. So part one, it's all about the very beginning. Well, like the very beginning, like where it started. Where were you in life when you first came in
to bodyboarding?
Yeah,
I was really into surfing, and I was surfing with, like, I was probably like 9 years old, 8, 9 years old. I was really into surfing with like Ross Wims and Matty Lou and Shane Dorian and Jason Magalanis, and these guys are like the hot guys at the time.
Hold on. So you were 9 years old. Where were you living? And
I was living on the North Shore of Hawaii. I just came from Flint, Michigan, straight to Hawaii. I was living in Flint for a year. My family's kind of, they're like, I got one hell of a...
Were you born in Flint?
No, I was born and raised in Hawaii, and then I had to go to Michigan for a bit because family was crazy.
Oh no! What was happening?
Oh yeah,
just like everything you can see,
everything you don't want to see, everything you don't want to know about.
Well, I mean,
everything was there.
Some people probably have gone through it. So.
Oh yeah, you know, other people got, but we don't. You know, we keep it positive. Let's just say that I'm still here. It's all good. Perfect. You know, and whatever happened back there, instead of like me carrying it onward and thinking it's all good, I can just do the same things that happened with me. No, it ain't cool. It ain't all good.
Yeah.
I ain't happy with it.
Okay.
And so we ain't repeating that, and that's my goal. You know, that's my thing. Is like I'm just happy to be where I am today with where I come from, and when I leave the earth, I'm leaving it better than what I went through. That's kind of like gig.
Yeah. And it sounds like, I mean, you did what anybody can do in those situations, is learn from it and fucking let's go.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's from there, and then I moved to the North Shore, got into surfing with these guys, and surfing, like getting in the water and everything, changed everything for me. I started originally bodyboarding at a little wave in Sunset called Shore Breaks.
Where did you get the board?
I don't remember. Somebody left it at the house. I had some bodyboard there somehow. Yeah. It wasn't even that good of a bodyboard, but I was just amped that I could go catch waves, you know, and get away from everybody and not deal with any crap. I had a group of kids I would go to the beach with all the time.
Do you know their names?
Oh yeah, Jerry, Shep, and there's a kid named Basie. So I had like a couple of like Asian kind of kids and a couple of local kids and a whole bunch of Howley kids, and we just terrorized the North Shore. We're like a pack of like, you know, we're like a pack of different colored Labradors, and we're just Oh my God, it was worthy. It was a worthy childhood experience. So that little space and time right there really got me addicted to the ocean, because no matter what was going on in the house, I could go there and just get it out. And yeah, so surfing became really influential.
So that probably helps explain, because every time I saw you take off on a wave, you were freaking 100% present and only on that wave.
Yeah.
It was pretty, some of the most intense as far as somebody freaking dedicated just to freaking, you know, take full advantage of this raw energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And then, you know, you did freaking whatever went through your mind. And I think that's the one thing I take away from back then is the creativity.
Yeah.
It was freaking pretty sick on riding the same board as everybody else, you know, given the shape.
Yeah.
But everybody had the same board, but you were taking it to the next level. I mean, what was going through your mind when you decided to freaking stand up?
You know, I went from bodyboarding and I went into surfing with all these other guys, right? So, and then I was a high par surfer. I could have been, you know, making a lot of money as a surfer. I know it. At that age, I was good enough.
So you were surfing with all the, like, when all the guys you just named, you were on a surfboard.
Yeah,
I could waves with those guys.
If I had been financially stable in my childhood, in my family life, like, those guys would have had to deal with me on a world scale level, like next level, because of my dedication to getting out of where I was at was subpar to nobody, dude. I was like next level to it. There's no way I was gonna grow up in the hood after the experiences that I was going through. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm coming out. And that's, you know, that drive right there, that want to not be looked down upon all the time. You got to figure too, I was Tongans and Samoans weren't looked upon very nicely back in Hawaii back then. We were basically,
no way. I thought it was just the Filipinos.
Are you kidding me? Bro, racism,
the Filipinos came over to
tripping out, bro. Hawaii's so filled with racism.
Are you kidding me?
Bro, look at the Micronesians. Look how much they get pounded in Hawaii. They get pounded to this day in Hawaii.
And in Tahiti too, I think.
Micronesians get worked. People don't understand where people come from, like where they go through. Like when I was growing up in Hawaii, the Samoans and Tongans were really not looked upon as positive, in a very positive light for almost a long time.
Like San Diego with the Mexicans, like, you know,
there's just treated badly and so when you're at the bottom rung of that stuff, okay, and your mom's a white lady, she doesn't like you either. Okay, it's a racism factor in the house. The whole thing went up, bro. There's nothing in the world. I could have taken it negative. Yeah. I could have just grabbed a crack pipe and went around and shot everybody, went to jail, whatever the fuck. No way, dude. Yeah. You pissing me off. I'm over you. You want me to fail? Guess what? It's not gonna happen. And that's where I am. You know what I mean? Like, and there's like I got a lot more to go. I got a lot of work to do. But I'm on it. I don't. Once I find someone, you know, if I find someone being a fake, like, suppose, let's just put it this way. If you're a preacher, okay, you wouldn't want anybody to come down into your church and take a shit in the middle of your communion and your church service. So when you're Polynesian and you go on the water and you start drinking and you're in communion with the ocean and you're doing your thing, you really doesn't feel comfortable when someone comes and takes a shit in the middle of your communion, you know? So I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm on a mission, bro.
All right,
you know,
we're gonna come back to that. Let's go back, still stay on the past. So at what point did you decide to say, okay, I think I'm gonna try this thing out, I'm gonna stand up on it? I mean, at what point did you go from surfing hardboard to bodyboarding?
When my surfboards were taken and destroyed by some guy on the North Shore, and I had no more surfboards.
No way.
I was so bummed out because that was my way out of the ghetto.
So somebody stole them.
Just took them without asking me and just fucked them all up, and I couldn't do anything about it because the guy was a full-blown moke. There's nothing I could do about it. It was just a dick. You know, what was I going to do about it?
Damn.
And yeah, I got popped in the mouth for that. I was pretty fucking, I never forgot it.
Oh shit.
So I went from there, and instead of like quitting and just giving up and staying in the ghetto in Wahiawa, because we went from the North Shore to like Haleiwa to Wahiawa, to the worst place ever. Like one of the worst places ever on the island was the pits of Ojai Street.
Damn.
You know, all the kids there were all going through bad stuff. Ended up becoming some of the best friends. When you're in the ghetto and other kids are going through bad stuff, right, you end up making like Goodwill Hunting style friends, you know what I mean? So Where was I with that whole thing?
No, I mean the transition when you just
okay.
So your board got stolen.
I just went straight to started selling newspapers and working anything I could to get some money.
Why nice side?
And
Why nice side?
Yeah, any way I could make any kind of money. And then I started selling door to door, selling candies door to door to try and make some money. And I started doing it, and I made enough money so I could get a couple of bodyboards. And I got real good at my hustle at selling stuff during that period of time. I was probably 14, but I was making like I was probably making $150 to $250 a day hustling candy door to door, take home profit for myself.
So
I was banking. I was buying bodyboards at the Ying. I started like, I felt like I was in heaven.
Were you in school still? Because it's
still in school. I didn't drop out of school. Everyone else is like cutting school. I wasn't cutting school.
So you graduated
with a good
GPA.
Yeah. At the same time, I was smart. So when we had the placement testing, I acted like I was retarded, and I made sure I was super shitty on my placement test. So I had real easy classes, and then they caught me. Well, some guy pissed me off in a math test thing. He was talking all this crap like, the kid's retarded, blah, blah, blah. And I just schooled everybody in the math test, and the teacher looked at me and was, I was ruined. I ruined me, bro. Like I should have just played. I should have not let my ego get caught up, because it screwed me up after that. Then I had to like let them know I could actually do work.
It backfired. Totally backfired.
Yeah, but I did well with my graduation. I schooled the school. I did good.
Okay, so back to the bodyboarding. So, man, was there? Let's talk back to making money.
Yeah, the bodyboard thing right there when I got onto the bodyboard, I was so focused, and I couldn't lay down like the other guys. I mean, I knew how, but I couldn't lay down like them, but I could surf. I knew I could surf. And I saw a picture of Danny Kim, and it blew my mind out that he was making it as a professional, standing on a bodyboard. And I thought to myself, bro, I could fucking do what this guy's doing. And I went and I took serious focus to it, and I learned it really well, and I ate crap all day long for freaking months on end until I got it down. And back then there wasn't really any crowd, so I was at I had Rocky Point to myself, and I just practiced Rocky Point all summer long by myself, and these wind swells, and just get really dialed in on small crappy wind swell. And then we finally started getting some real surf. That's when I started really locking into places like V-Land, and then hanging out there. And the surfers out there, they didn't like bodyboards. They were absolutely over all of us motherfuckers. Because, well, you think about it, bodyboards can go straight into the meanest pockets ever, swim right around and yell at them, and they got to deal with us, bro.
How many bodyboarders were out there at V-Land?
Probably like there's like 1, 2, Kenny Cicero, Sean Waddell, Colin Whitaker, the Prin family. Am I not supposed to be parking over here? Is that guy gonna get my car towed?
No, he came out of here.
Oh, okay.
So just a quick little.
Okay.
We're in the back streets of what's the name of this town?
I don't know. Good shit.
We're in the Orange County.
Yeah, Orange County. And, most people are cool.
Yeah, everything. There's a Mexican lady over there talking on her phone for the past hour. And this guy just walked out and stood right next to her and started talking on his phone.
Yeah, I think everyone's just waking up, getting some coffee.
It's freaking 9:30.
Yeah, and we're just like up too early for them, I think.
All right. Okay, so bringing it back. We didn't really talk details, but I mean, that first board. Do you remember the first board? It was just.
Yeah, I remember my first bodyboard was just a regular Mach 7, and I couldn't get the Mach 10 yet. I wanted to get the Mach 10 without the winger rails, because that's what Danny Kim was using. But I followed that motherfucker like you wouldn't believe. You have no idea. I used to beg and plead to just go anywhere that guy was riding, because if you watch Danny Kim's footage, like, okay, you guys, a lot of people have seen me ride. Okay, they're like, oh yeah, the guy rips, blah blah blah. Okay, that's awesome. But if you watch Danny Kim, the way he rides, he didn't have the same kind of speed as me, but he had this fucking style, bro. Like it was so different. He didn't come from a surfing background, he came from a bodyboarding background, so his style was way different than a surfer's. It was almost animalistic, like a chimpanzee or a monkey mix. Like seriously, he had like these low crouchy behaviors, and he'd do these, and if you ever saw him backside on a bodyboard, which was very rare, the guy ripped backside. Nobody barrel rides better backside on a bodyboard than Danny Kim. And I can't ever repeat what he does standing up backside, getting the barrel backside. I know he's gonna hear
Where'd you see it?
I saw him do this thing at half point on the most gnarliest sucked up drainer. I was like, oh damn, he's gonna eat shit. I gotta watch this. Fucker got to his feet, and like his feet weren't even placed in the corners where I like to place my feet. His feet were all fucking opposite and backwards and all fucking weird. His ass was almost stuck in the roof, all monkey balled out. like it's. I'm glad he had shorts. His balls have been flying out the back. Bro. It's weird looking. Right, and he got so deep and so barreled, and the lip didn't touch him anywhere, and he came out crystal perfect. He had one hand on the nose, and one hand kind of guiding himself out of the barrel in a strange monkey kind of weird way. His hands weren't grabbing the rail like you normally would, and he came out perfectly. Came out perfectly with the most sickest little wrapping roundhouse, and I just like, what the fuck was that? Bro? Like, you know, you got all I ever got to see.
Do you remember when that was? How old were you?
I was like 14 or 15. I just moved to the ghetto, and I was following this guy around trying to find him.
Because he's from that side.
It was the Gotcha Pro. He was at Sandy Beach, and I went to the Sandy Beach Gotcha Pro, and I watched him do that shit, and I was like, oh fuck, bro. I got a lot of work to do.
Where is he from?
Yeah,
He's from
cocky, you know.
He's from the west side.
He's from the west side, yeah. But I was cocky. I thought I was the fucking man. I can do this, bro. That's nothing. That guy's nothing. I saw him do that. Like, oh fuck, absolutely fucked, bro. I'd go and I'd see Ben Severson and him surfing, try to get a photo shoot. I try to go to the side. You know, they're going left. I'm going right. The light's all wrong already. They're just looking at these fucking little nuisance. He's in the fucking way again. I could tell already. They didn't even want to talk to me. They were absolutely Danny and Ben were fucking over my shit. Mike, them are all, they're fucking, bro, this guy's a fucking cretin.
Why?
Oh, I could just tell, you know, bro, I didn't give up, bro. The more they pushed me, the more I got up all in their fucking business, the more fucking irritating I got. I mean, everybody's had that one fucking kid that just, if you're a professional, that just, oh, hey, what you doing? Just fucking bugging the shit out of you. And you try to be nice, but hey, you know, hey, I'm older.
Wait, you were that guy?
No, I was beyond that guy. I was beyond that guy. You know what I mean? That's why when I get guys who fucking hassle me and give me fucking headaches and I just want to beat the shit out of them, I just know I can't because I was fucking beyond them. You fucking assholes just pay me back in my life. And I already know it. You know, I deal with some, you guys would trip these days. Like before, if I want to lip off, I'll just flatten the fool.
Yeah.
Now guys, when they lip off, I just baffle. I was just baffled by, you know, I just found in life you can't lick all these donkeys, bro. You can't lick them all, okay? You can't. It's not possible. And it's good because bro, you know what they are? They're actually learning experiences and gifts. They teach you to be better. Yeah. You don't like it, doesn't mean you go and double down on it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the old way. So that's why I get baffled, bro, because I used to double down. Oh, you want to be a dick? I'll dick out too. Then we're both dicks, right? Yeah, let's just go. And you're all gross too, you know. So now I just go home baffled, just looking at like after how I used to baffle guys. Like, I'm getting it, and it's like it's all coming around. It's all good. Yeah. You don't think you're gonna do anything in this world and get away with it.
Every time I freaking heard a story, I'm like, he did what?
Yeah. Remember? Yeah, dude. I remember doing the photo, being the photo guys and bringing a case of beer in the morning. What was it? Were you there for the Winehards when I brought all the Winehards?
I think so.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
Robbie was smoking cigs all day long, and
yeah. All right, so let's keep going back. Yeah, what is that?
That's kombucha, Brian beer.
That's what?
Kombucha. Remember back in the day? I remember that photo thing that we did. It was early in the morning. I brought a case of beer. So this is the next time I've ever done anything, and now I got kombucha. It's like two different things now. You know?
Now I get it 100%. All right, but it's all for the better.
Yeah.
We figure out our freaking bodies at our age need to be, you know, you can't be stuffing McDonald's in your mouth.
Yeah, I can't be doing Budweisers and Mickey D's and going out of my heats anymore, bro. At 47, this is just asking for it.
Dude, I remember one time there's this plate called the Moco Loco. It's an egg. Huh?
Loco Moco.
Loco Moco, what is that?
Yeah, Loco Moco.
Did I say Loco Moco?
Yeah, you said Moco Loco, whatever, but it's still good. We don't know what you're talking about.
You're right. So a Loco Moco, I don't even know why I said it the other way, because I freaking had a few. But there's one session, I think it was at Aukai and Gums, and it was freaking just perfect, like 3 to 4 foot, just crystal clear, perfect sandbars. And we get there, and Wonton's already out there. I don't know who I was with, maybe Flint. But we went out there for like an hour, came in, we're ready for breakfast. And then you come an hour later, and we just finished, I think I got like a little croissant sandwich, and you ordered freaking 4 Loco Mocos. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna eat all of those. He's like, fuck yeah, I am.
I don't remember, bro. I just eat, bro.
Four.
I just eat whatever. I must have been around 220 back then when you met me then.
Jesus. All right, so let's go back. So people have an understanding what it's like in the water. Let's go back to that VLAN thing because
yeah. So VLAN, they didn't like me at all. So you know, I just paddled out, no fins. Like, this fucking guy's gonna get in the way. As soon as I stood up on my bodyboard, like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? And then the first guy that really accepted me in that whole pack of guys, all those, was Alan Moipono. And the Moipono family is like the serious warrior clan out there, bro. Those guys can eat centipedes and fucking spit flames all day, no problem.
Oh
bro.
my God.
They cut their finger off and take your finger and eat your finger and then put their finger back on just to show it to you that they're that crazy. These guys are, and the first one was Alan. Alan accepted me into the group. Hey, what's up, Taloa? I was like, oh, hey, hi, Alan. Hi. I was so happy, bro. I was so scared. Of course, I was puffing my chest. I was acting like I was a moke, but I was like a skinny little reed, yeah. And then after him was James Labrador, and he let me in. And then after those guys kind of really saw Wayne Boy, Victorino, Perry Dane, you know, Michael Ho, Derek, they all would surf that place. All the ogres, Ronnie Burns, all the badasses back in the day. They all accepted me because I'd get up on my feet. If I went out there and laid down, they'd be like, wow, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get on your feet. And I like that. I like to stand on my bodyboard. And I really want to be like Danny. So I worked on my craft. The place was perfect. There was nobody around. I got really good at it. And then I went over to Pipeline, and all of a sudden there's like this 6-foot bomb. I'm like, oh no, oh no. Okay. But there's a crack in the reef and a little chip was high. I started pounding for a little chip. I didn't know, bro. Bonga Perkins comes to his longboard hauling ass towards me. I didn't know he was there. Puts his hand, or almost fucking puts his fingers in my asshole and fucking pushes me into this wave. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm definitely in. There's no way. And when all the boys are like, yeah, Taloa, yeah, you're gonna get to your feet because your ego's, yeah, let's do this. But inside, I'm like, no, let's not do this. And you can see you guys, they look, yeah, but you can see him slowly try to skip out the back and try to run away from it. I couldn't run away from it.
No way.
And as soon as I took the drop, there was no way I could get up there and get out of it. I was done.
So you had to.
The safest place was in the barrel. And I got super barreled and puked onto the channel.
No.
And when I got puked onto the channel, I remember there was like Dino Miranda, all these old school badass Hawaiian longboarders, and Sonny Garcia, and those guys are like, oh, that's it, get the fuck back out there. I was like, I got hooked on it from there. And I just always would wait for that one specific wave where either I could get in or one of the boys would see me and give me a little boost. But these days, like that place.
How old were you?
Oh, when I got that sick, probably like 17, bro. It changed my life.
17?
Yeah, it changed my life.
Backdoor barrel.
Yeah, it changed my life. And then after that, I just stuck to the game, bro. And the only reason why that Bonga pushed me in is because he was the man on a bodyboard. That guy blew me away sideways as a kid.
Bullshit.
Oh my God, I all wanted to be like him,
no
dude. Him
way.
too. Yeah, he was not. Him and Danny was the king of it all. And then
I didn't know he
Bonga was living my dream.
No.
Because he was getting paid professionally to bodyboard, surf, and shortboard and longboard. He was getting paid to be a water guy all day long.
Are you fucking?
That's what I wanted.
How
dude.
did I not know that?
Oh, Bonga's the fuck, dude. All hats off to Bonga. The guy's a town king.
You know what? That probably.
Him and kind of like their little group are there at Walls. If you want to do an interview, you go to Walls. That's where the history goes now. You get me working with you. I have to go do a couple interviews. We'll go straight to Walls and get Keith Sock and all. Just fucking. That's the truth of it all. That's where all the creativity came from. All those guys, even the guys in California, want to go to Walls in the summer. Fucking see this shit go down. They're all rippers.
Fuck, how do we make that happen?
It's easy. Just
I'm going there.
Ask Keith.
Come.
Yeah, I'm going back home this summer.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't really go back to Hawaii anymore. The crowds are like a little rowdy, just a little over my sector, and I used to always go and hang out with this guy in Samoa and go surf down there. But nowadays, like when I go down there, I got another group of individuals I hang out with. Like, just keep learning what's better, what's healthier, what's better, what's healthier. So Samoa to me has like a lot of really good surf. You just have to know where to go. I'm lucky enough to know where to go, and I got the right people that showed me a lot of things that are really good. And
when was your first time out there?
5 years ago, something like that. I don't know. That place has really got a lot of good surf, but like I said, if you don't know what's going on and you're not privy to what's going on, you can get caught in some nonsense, and you can definitely take a swamping. So you got to be aware when you travel. And when you come into places like Samoa, the people are hard up. They don't, there's not much economy going on. They're really nice people. At the same time, they're broke. They're broke. So if it's like being back in Hawaii when you first got, people are really nice, but if you ain't careful, dude, all your shit's gonna get stolen. You know what I mean? Like, we're professionals at that shit. Hey, what's up, buddy? You know, we're professionals at that. So just to be honest, it was almost, even back in the old days, like in Hawaii, it was looked upon as like a skill set that ripped shit off. You know, it's just what it was. So you know, just being aware of certain things, make sure you're with the right, and like I said, it's born out of a painful necessity. People are broke. Not everybody does this kind of thing, but people are broke. They're hurting out there. And so, you know, when I go out there, I usually bring like an extra bag or two, and I dump off a lot of clothes with people. I dump off anything that I don't really need. Only come with stuff that I don't really have to have, that I can really offload to them that could really use it. Like, these guys don't even have the same, they don't even have clothes or shit like that. It's really nice to do that kind of stuff.
You know what? Fuck, I think I'm gonna, I implemented that on a couple of my trips, but I think that's what every trip should be.
No, it's a beautiful, like, you're Mexican. You go to Mexico, you got a lot of shit, and if you leave it around, that shit's gone. Okay, I'm from Hawaii. I'm not talking bad about anybody, but when people are hurting, and right now people are hurting in the world, you know what I mean? If you get your stuff stolen and your stuff gets stolen at all, think about it this way: that guy's probably fucking really hurting, dude. I remember you got ripped off in the jungles in Mexico by the boys, and you confronted them. They were not having it, you know what I mean? But you just asked them, can I just get the footage back? You can keep everything else, you know what I mean? And that to me is like, it shows like you understand what's going on. You're not upset with them. You get it. You'll get it back in insurance. Well, it's not that big a fucking deal. Just, you know, the footage was amazing that you're able to even get your footage back, but that's the kind of mentality you have. Don't take anything you don't mind. Yet you're gonna mind losing. It's okay, bro. If you're aware of it, you can't get in trouble with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I like that. Like, I go to places like that, and I make good friends. I find people who are honest, and they absolutely the sweetest people ever. And then you know, like I said, like, you come across individuals, you can tell they're hurting. By the time I leave, bro, I dump them on my shit. They're stoked, and you know, it's just a healthy way to look at it. Look, like, they're not doing well. You leave with them with something good, it just makes you feel good. You know what I mean? So I've been doing that, traveling out there, and I'm going to Fiji. Fiji's another awesome place. I like to dump off a bunch of my shit over there anyway. That's really cool.
Do you leave bodyboards?
Well, Fiji, what happened to me in Fiji is I ran into, I leave bodyboards. I leave a bunch of bodyboards with this one guy, and I leave my fishing gears and stuff like that with another guy. But Fiji isn't so much about the surfing. When I go out and I go surf out there and stuff like that, I have a great time. But my the boat guy, this fucking spooky looking Fijian guy, nicest guy in the fucking world. I think his name's Wykes or Weiss or something like that. I was calling him Weiss, but I think his name is Wykes. But the dude likes to fish, and I like to fish. So the last time I went to Fiji, I hardly even fucking touched the water to surf. I just cast it off the boat.
Bullshit.
We drop guys off, fucking let them surf. I went, Wykes, let's get the fuck out of here. Bro, gone on the boat, fucking trolling for fish all over the place, nailing shit. Come back, get like one wave for the whole day. And then the guy who runs the whole boat operates, this guy Ian Mullen for Fiji Surf Co. He just looks at me and goes, this fucking Polynesian is out of his rocker. Flies all the way the fuck over, hang out Tabaru. Like, he won't even go in the fucking water. He's fishing all day. I almost felt like they should have slapped me out of my senses, but bro, I'm having a good time. I don't give a fuck.
That's what it all comes down to.
I don't give, bro. I went over there and rented his jet skis and tore up around there and caught a bunch of, bro, we had a blast. So yeah, my whole thing, like, that's my thing. Like, go surf, go fish, bring my poles when I go along. And I'll be honest with you, like, my surfing hasn't downgraded at all. I actually gotten a lot better. My back is healthier, my neck is healthier, my spinal column's healthier. Like, the type of work that I'm putting in the water when I do surf is so quality. My equipment is on point. I have like an ancient stand-up board I got from NMD that I haven't reapplied for another board for a while, because just I don't need to. This board beat the shit, but it feels like gold. I don't want to fucking change my board. You know, and my prone boards are all insane. My drop knee boards are all insane. They're all the same sticks.
Who's making the boards for you?
Nick Mesritz over at NMD Bodyboards. Like, he makes everybody gold. He's made making gold since forever, since Rio Pipo to tubes to his own gig.
Damn, you're right.
And you know, he makes everybody else's board in a beautiful way too. He doesn't screw around. Just because he's got his own company, it doesn't mean that, oh, you know, this Mike Stewart, we'll make his board, but we're not gonna. No, dude, he fucking gets to work, bro. Everybody's happy with him, you know. You can't go wrong with that guy.
He freaking figured it out.
Yeah, he's helpful too. He's, you know, back in the day when we were in it, you know, everybody could have done a lot better if the companies were working more together with each other, but there was such an internal battle with each other.
Wasn't that weird?
It's stupid, dude.
I was
the surf
tripping
industry
out.
probably enjoyed every last minute of that, you know what I mean? Because they were there and they knew that we were, at one point, we were 3.5 of them to them. So 3.5 bodyboards to one surfer at one point, okay? They didn't give us salaries. We all ended up drowning out because of an economic thing. They didn't want us in a lineup. They got their way. We had to like suck up and suck onto their curtails, and we slowly died off of the nipple, okay? There's only a few guys up there were making money. There was one guy that was out of control banking. So be it. He was in the position. Good job. But I'm just saying, like, all in general, like, it wasn't healthy for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that, tell us about that first sponsor that you got.
Who was it? Oh, Sunset Beach Surf Shop. Karen Gallagher.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she paid for all my contests, and because like I had a really fucked up childhood house, she would let me stay at her house for the weekend so I could surf and focus on my stuff. And then,
right across the street from Sunset Beach.
Yeah, I'd surf and focus my brains out and stay at her house on Friday and go with her to contest on Saturday, win, go home. I put it in my head, if I didn't win, my mom was gonna die. So I'd go bonkers, bro. You know, I was just
my God.
putting myself on high expectation, high overload. If I fuck up, she dies, and I would just win anything I could get. If I got second, I was over it. Bro. I've got to win, or my mom's gonna die. I gotta buy this house, like all this other create bullshit in your head, right?
But it worked.
Yeah, I fucking schooled it, but damn, I had a lump the size of fucking Egypt in my guts. You know what I mean?
Fuck. Yeah. Damn. Because I mean, that's it. Almost. I don't want to say she, you know, she could have died, but fuck, it was almost.
Dude, if you got someone who kicks you down all day long, you're gonna find a way to turn it into a positive, right?
Yeah.
So if I do that and I'm sending her love instead of being angry with the whole fucking thing, well, fuck, it's an unbelievable power. Because the whole time you don't want to give her love.
Yeah.
You want to kick her back, but that's not what. It's just my mom.
Yeah.
You got to eat that bullet.
Yep. And fuck, I can only imagine. Let's go back to the bodyboard. So the first sponsor.
Yeah, she would just get me into all the contests, and I pretty much won almost everything. And then in that year, I got offered to go to the U.S. Amateur Championships in '86, and I didn't have any money, and I wasn't going to be able to go, and I just knew that was my ticket out. And then some lady called me up. Hey, I heard you're a really good bodyboarder. You want to come down and do a commercial for us? Come down and try for a commercial. And I tried out for this Cheerios commercial, and I hustled my ass off for that thing for 3 days straight in front of the camera, even when they didn't want me there. Like, I literally shoved myself in their face, and they had to deal with it. And when that happened, I ended up getting the job, and I ended up making, I don't know, $50,000 to $60,000 a year for a couple of years straight.
From that commercial?
Yeah.
Son of a
Some
bitch.
kind of crazy wad of cash. I never really saw it all. My mom was taking my mail, so I didn't know. Whatever checks I did get was enough for me to get to the U.S. Amateur Championships, and then I won that thing, and then after that I was like pretty much moving out of the house, bro. I'm out of here.
So you still don't know how much you really got from Cheerios?
I was watching my mom take my checks all the time, and I knew that when the taxes came through, she didn't want me to see the tax work, so she took the taxes on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to know. We're good.
All right. That's insane. Yeah. That's like shit you see in TV, like that.
Yeah, just you know, I can sit there and be bitter with her and fight about money, or just move along.
Yeah. Get
it over. But I'm not the only one that had parents that goes and steal their money. Kelly Slater's fucking mom was gnarly too.
Oh.
You know that these things happen. Like it's part of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna sit there and allow it to victimize you, or you're gonna get up and go, okay, motherfucker, see ya. You know what I mean? And then keep going forward and make your shit happen.
All right. Oh, man.
Yeah, so I schooled her through there. I did well. I won that son of a bitch, and after that, like, the rest was history, bro. I was chasing the tour, trying everything.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And how long did that last?
The tour thing didn't last too long because they didn't like stand-up bodyboarding. We all kind of know what happened there, and I don't really want to bring it up anymore. But let's just say that's a whole different conversation that could go for hours, because there's a lot of anger in that. So,
not only was it freaking the prone versus the drop knee, but it was prone versus the stand-up, and all three going at it. And guess who's judging? These surfer guys. So you got surfers looking at 3 different criteria going, how the fuck do I score this?
Yeah, dude, like when I first did the tour, my very first event, I was getting 9s and 10s. And then then there was a big meeting, and then the next heat I went out, then 4s and 5s. I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Whoa.
I went up to the World Amateur Championships in Brazil, and I saw my first original scores that came out from my sheets. I was doing backside hacks and doing giant, massive backside 360 floaters and reverse floater banks and shit like that. 9s and 10s, but they didn't announce the scores for almost 3 hours. Some kind of shit. They wouldn't tell the scores. Then finally we got the score sheets back, and they changed all the scores, and I ended up in 3rd.
Whoa.
Oh, bro, straight war. Straight fucking war, bro. So what would most people do? They would go, oh fuck, I'm gonna go lay down and just conform and suck that dick. I'm gonna fucking suck that that dick, bro. Yeah. I don't want them to not score me and fucking all that work I do, bro. Fuck you. I'm gonna go double hard. I'm gonna double down on this cunt. And either I'm gonna get through it, or you're gonna have to sit on me and fucking kick me out by sitting on me. My surfing skills are better than yours. Fuck you.
Fuck. So what ended up happening?
I ended up going down, but I don't give a fuck, because I know inside what was going on, and I just held it inside and harbored it and watched guys like fucking like Christian Fletcher and wanted to surf like that, and just said, fuck the establishment. You guys are a bunch of dick suckers. I know the truth, and you guys know it too. Fuck you.
So
I ended up entering a couple surfing events, even doing better in their contests than I ever did in my bodyboarding events.
Wait, on a bodyboard?
Yeah, I did the HIC Pipeline Pro. I got to the main event. I could have went further, but I got taken out by the judge system because it was getting too controversial in the news. Then Johnny Boy Gomes and Eddie Rothen went up there and were fucking on snap. Like, hey, how come you did that? Did you guys? They were bitching them out, you know?
Oh, they were on your side?
Yeah, they were on my side bitching them out, the judges. And after they bitched them out, then I went up there, hey! And they were like, oh fuck, I can't believe you guys allowed me to go this far for so long. I can't believe you guys didn't kick me out sooner. God, look at all this trauma you caused yourselves. Are you guys crazy? You should have kicked me out right away. And they were like looking at me like, what the fuck? You know, and it was so funny because I'll tell you what, bro.
They were expecting the opposite.
Oh, bro, at first when I came up, bro, the guys were like, oh shit. And then after I did that, they were like, fucking Taloa, you fucking... Oh, they're cool though, you know. It's not the judges' fault. They got work to do, and they can see the shit. They're probably getting yelled at by the sponsors or whatever.
Oh my god.
I like these guys, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuckers are cool.
All right. So what ended up happening?
Creature coming our way.
Hey, we're live.
That was heavy, almost as heavy.
Not as heavy as this.
Oh my god, bro. I was tripping, bro, when I seen that shit, bro.
I forget where we're at sometimes. Can you see her in the camera? There she is. What was that?
Home brewed.
Welcome.
Must be the 7th child. Oh god.
Oh my god.
We don't got any girls. We'll make this a girl.
I'm so glad we got that. So glad we got that. It was on the.
Oh, we're in the right part of town.
Oh my god. Let me see what happened.
I got 20. Got 5 on it.
Oh, fuck that, dude. That was. You're like. when you said creature, I was thinking, oh, there's a pretty girl coming.
Fucking creature feature.
But it wasn't even.
Oh, you thought it was a girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was.
I saw you rubbing your stomach, looking at her belly.
No.
Yeah, right.
When you said it, she was still far away.
You wanted to fill her belly button.
And then she got closer. I'm like, oh, that kind of creature. Dickhead.
Yo, I bet you wanted that.
Dick.
A little extra on your latte.
Whoa. I did not. That lady's still on her phone.
Oh, yeah, bro. She's calling the cops. She's been trying to get us arrested all this time.
No, she's not.
I'm joking.
All right, so
Karen.
First bodyboard sponsor.
Yeah, that was Karen Gallagher at Sunset Beach Surf Shop. She really rocked me up in the world, got me out there. And then my first bodyboard sponsor came right after that. Was Tubes. And like,
how did that happen?
Oh, I don't know. I think they just started, and I saw a little advertisement. I asked for a sponsorship, and they sent me a thing. And my very first shot was an ad in their thing, me doing a big old stand-up air on a bodyboard that looked like it had a nuclear bomb on it. And I was like, oh, that's fucking it. Oh, that's rad. I'm in the mag now. I'm in the mag.
Yeah.
And all I could think about was getting insane sick shots. Yeah. And then I went out there and I went off the line. I was watching guys go for all this big shit, but they weren't making any of it. It was all pretty. Oh, it looks beautiful. You ain't fucking making any of that shit.
I got so much heat. Well, I gave myself so much heat because I was in that freaking 60-40 percentile.
Yeah, bro.
Not even 70-30. I'd freaking make 30 of my fucking moves.
Yeah, I was over that, bro. My whole goal was,
such a dick.
if I'm gonna fucking crank something, I want to make it. I wanted to land everything because I knew that there's video cameras. You know what I mean? They're gonna see you wiping out, and I'm like, bro, I can't have that. I got an ego to uphold, bro. Fuck. I got my fucking manhood. This is what I fucking do for this. Is getting me out of the ghetto, bro. I'm fucking showing what the ghetto's got for these motherfuckers, bro. I'm gonna bust a big massive 360 aerial floater and fucking I'm pulling this cunt. You're gonna see it fucking on camera.
Now I feel like a pussy.
You saw me.
Now I feel
you
like
saw me
such a
landing all my
pussy.
shit, dude. You guys saw me. I landed almost all my shit.
Yeah, you did.
And if I didn't land my shit, I was damn well fucking struggling the while I was trying to get myself back up to say that I did pull it. I don't fucking give a fuck. Oh, I was so dedicated.
Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I was on the injury list so much.
What was the first injury?
Or
one that you
lower
remember?
Shoulder dislocation. Shoulder dislocation was next level.
From what do you mean? I think oh fuck, I remember.
I don't even want to bring up that story because somebody was there and left me there to die or in front of everybody. And
Shut the fuck
fucking
up.
Changed my mind about people real fast. I got real bitter for a long time.
Was that pipe?
It was that pipeline.
Okay.
We ain't gonna talk about it. Because he's actually a good friend of both of us. This is the first time I've actually called him a good friend regardless. But I've learned how to fucking use these as gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you and I, on the other hand, fucking I remember Eddie Sullivan freaking waving his arm in the inside zone of freaking Lakey Peak when it was maxing out. And he's like, fuck. And I'm like right there. And I'm like, fuck. Fucking went in. And freaking got pounded with them just to make sure somebody's there. He was fine.
But he was scared.
But the mental game.
Yeah,
he would have freaking been totally fine if he just freaking chilled out.
Down.
But
was it over the dry reef area?
It was in the inside.
Oh god.
We were getting to that because we were the only ones out.
Because the right lip in that area will put you into the reef.
Yeah, and it wasn't, there was no right. It was all about the left. But when that freaking thing cranked in on itself. Anyways, but I know you freaking. Have you helped somebody in the line?
Oh, are you kidding me? Go ask Eppo the story.
Oh fuck!
Eppo will tell you.
No, tell us real quick.
Oh, he got fucking absolutely beat the shit out of at pipe on like the gnarliest north ass current, and he was stuck in the hole, and his fins were blown off his feet, and he couldn't get up the surface. His fins were acting like umbrellas and keeping him from going up, parachuting him from going up, and he finally got up and he was, hey, mate, can you help me? And I wasn't outwinded yet.
Did he have his board?
He didn't have his board. Well, he lost his board and he was stuck in the rip and he was fucked. I just took off my leash, gave him my board, like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, you see this motherfucker, bro. Apple, look at you, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I can do this. He's like, oh, you fucking. He couldn't believe it. I went through hell.
Oh, wait, you didn't have fins?
I did.
Okay.
I paddled. It was one of those big days.
Oh,
It was like fucking 12 foot out of control. And yeah, I gave him my board and I just fucking took it on the head and went into the impact zone for between pipeline and off the wall. Got all the way in. But I was calmed. I wasn't like him. I still had my fins or attached to my feet. I wasn't stressed yet. My body was. I had the oxygen levels going. I was working out. I was actually proud of myself that I could fucking do this.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show the world that I could, and I did. And I got right in, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck are you?" But I've been training my ass off. I was training my ass off for like 4 or 5 years. Right now I weigh 168. I'm in shape, but back then I was 210, 220, and I was in shape cardiovascularly, mentally, stamina-wise. I was ready for war. Yeah. And I got through it all the way to the beach, no problem, and everything. Apple got to the beach, and I was like, I've never seen a fucking holiday guy so fucking happy to be alive. Brother's curls were next level. He looked like a little giddy child.
And nobody was even close around.
No, like, nobody could help him. Nobody could help him. He was in the fucking shittiest part of the rift. Like it was going almost like a back door, and you're fucked there, and you can't get out of it. And it's like all the mucky water, and he's stuck in that foamy water. Yeah, it was nuts.
And how deep? How deep right there?
I was probably like maybe 10 feet, maybe at the most.
Nowhere to hide.
Not really. No, not with fucking 12-foot bombs. Yeah.
Shit. All right.
But put me in those positions today, bro. I'll fucking help me. Help me! It's well, fuck all that. I haven't surfed pipe in so long. Crowds are too crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So before we move on to the last thing, which is 5 on the fly, and we're gonna have to do this over because we kind of have like a semi-structure to the interviews. But when I sit down with friends, it's like fucking let's just talk.
Oh, just let it run.
But there is 5 questions I want to ask you. But before we get there, let me just tell this story. So I was at a freaking off the wall or something, and it was an increasing swell during the day, and I got the beginning end of the swell at off the wall, got some freaking photos with Flint. We go into freaking Haleiwa. This was like 10:30, maybe 11, somewhere between 10:30 and 12. I'm in Haleiwa Cafe with Flint, freaking being all bougie, freaking, you know, paying for delicious
Bad
food.
and bougie.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Kicking the dope with a Uzi.
Back in the day, and freaking, it took like 20 minutes for the grapevine. Hey, I want you to listen to this. Send that text.
I'm listening to grapevine going on.
I wanted to see how long it took. No, that's when I realized how long it took for freaking the grapevine. So some guy, fuck, I forgot who it was, comes in. He's like, "What's up, Manny? Fuck, did you hear about Wonton?" I'm like, "Holy fuck, what happened?" He's like, "He probably got the biggest fucking backside drop knee barrel ever at Pipe." And I'm like, "Fuck, I was just there. I should have stayed just to watch, because that shit's fucking. I don't even play with that shit."
I almost got a second one right after that too, but Strider burned me, a motherfucker.
Oh,
He wasn't having me get 2 in a row.
no, hell no.
Raspberry was like, "Fuck you, you fuck. I don't care you live here.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if I'm from Venice. I'm gonna thug you right now. You don't get 2 in front of me."
Oh.
Fucking Strider.
So what? Tell us about that first one though. The first one.
So good. Like, I took off on the outside, and it was like, I saw a couple sets come from the outside. I just got back from surfing Sumbawa and Asu, Abawa and Asu out there in the Hinako Islands with Alistair Taylor and Carla Costa and a little group of rippers.
Sick.
And I went
Was that
straight
on the
to
Maury team?
Yeah, and I went straight to Pipe. That Pipe was firing. Like, it looked like Indonesian outside, super big, massive glassy walls. And I took off way on the outside where it should whitewash, and it just chipped. I got on the chip, got up, dropped me. So I was doing these massive. If you guys ever see
Take the call if you need to.
No. If you guys ever see that video of the wave from the beginning to the end, you'll see that I was doing these huge macking, carving carves on the top drop knee. I felt like, oh, this is sick. You know, I fucking drop knee has never been this glassy in my life. And I did this one last rep, and I saw the whitewash. I was like, oh, I can't bank this thing. Because if I bank it, I'm gonna eat shit. It's too big a whitewash. And I barely turned it and cleaned myself up and kind of acted like I was gonna line up for the inside. And if you ever grew up in my time, if you knew about my time, everyone's seen how Aka lines himself up for a barrel. He kind of stands up and he kind of cruises himself. So for drop knee, Aka to me is like the hero. So I wanted to mimic what he might be wanting to do in these positions, just kind of relax my body and let the rail kind of take control of what's going on. And I heard Mike Stewart go, "Bob, this is the one, don't back out." So I fucking cleaned up my line, started aiming for the hole, and I was just gonna act it up, and I was gonna try and cut out, because bro, come on, I wasn't trying to get no fucking spooky fucking triple.
Explain why. I was like, because what would happen?
You fucking die usually, okay? You slide out and you eat dick.
Tell
backside
him
on a
why,
bomber. You lose control.
why.
It's so fucking big. It's like so much power up the face. There is no controlling a rail like that anymore. There is no rail to control. You're airborning it, okay? So because I relaxed my body like how Aka did his thing, and I did that, I had that self-confidence going into this thing, and I stuck it a little too long to be cutting out. So now my ego's put me in a position where I'm actually going to have to handle this crap. And I figured the best bet right now is to really focus in on what Aka would do, because only Aka would get out of this, dude. Seriously, that's the only thing I could think about. So I calmed myself down and I grabbed my rail. I grabbed my rail gently. I didn't try to yank it, nothing stupid. And I saw the first wobble come. I hit that thing hard, let go of the rail, grabbed the rail again, got pulled back into the ground. There was nothing but clean escape. It drove, grew, spit. And who did I see on the end was fucking the guy at the end, that time. He's still the guy, Ryan Hardy. Hand up, yeah! And I just didn't. I tried to give him. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't high five nobody. I didn't know what to do. I just know I came out. I heard the fucking football whistle from the Volcom House and horns blowing from the parking lot and all the people screaming all over the. It was like the Super Bowl, bro. Yeah. Yeah. And then I remember Babby Quinones, like a few days later, came up to me at a party, and I was kind of avoiding him because Homeboy, look, dude, don't get me wrong. Puerto Ricans, I love the guys. They're there, but Babby was like next level. If anybody gave him any trip, that guy wasn't afraid to burn guys. And if anybody gave him any shit, he was like a skinny little black dude. If you gave him any shit, homie didn't give a fuck. He was ready to throw, bro. He's right now in your face. You want it? Babby will fucking scrap you, bro. Puerto Rico all out, homie. Don't fuck with Babby. So I kind of wanted, like, I was nice with Babby. I love the Puerto Ricans. At the same time, I was scared, so I kind of kept. He fucking almost boxed me down at this part of and he goes, bro, Chris, that was insane. And I was like, wow, that was cool for him to say, because, you know, he was kind of a thug, bro. I didn't want to fuck with this shit. He was smaller than me and all that crap. Didn't even matter, bro. I knew he was a thug. Yeah. I don't fucking with no Babby. But he came up, he like fucking forced himself on me. He goes, bro, wait, that was sick. And that to me was the rat. Out of all the compliments I got was sick, but to get Babby's compliment from one of the, you know, he was legit troublemaker from Puerto Rico, bro. He didn't fuck. It was awesome, bro. I was stoked on the guy. It made me so happy. I was like, yeah, Babby, fuck it right on.
Let's start from the top. 5 on the fly. And I love Bobby too.
Yeah, bro.
I know you're watching or hearing this, because that
Babby's fucking legendary.
Freaking beyond.
Back then he scared me. I didn't know what he was gonna do, because he wasn't afraid of nobody.
No, you would hear some stories about Bobby getting into it with somebody,
bro,
but
with anybody.
The next year he still shows up.
Show up, bro. He's not scared.
No, he's fucking amazing. 5 on the fly.
Yeah.
Biggest wave.
Biggest wave was at Teme in Tahiti with Brian Wise. And me and Brian Wise weren't talking for a while either. Brian was on a mission.
Whoa. What do you mean?
He was just, me and him had like war and conflict for a while. We just weren't getting along. His mindset, my mindset weren't there. We were butting heads always, you know.
Because it was the same thing.
Because Brian wasn't taking no shit and I wasn't taking no shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And Brian was a white boy coming from San Clemente, coming to the North Shore, and guys wasn't really opening the world to him out there, because he had a beef with Stewart and we all saw it. We didn't like him. We're like over this motherfucker, bro. Yeah. And but he didn't do anything. He's fucking aggressively gonna come and make a fucking point. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he did. Yeah, he did. The world's lucky he's not really into it still, because he'd still be up there making serious dramatics for everybody. That guy rips. Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't really talking to him. I just kind of kept distance from this guy. And then I saw him take off on a beast at Teme. I was like, bro, this fucking little nerd is not gonna take me out on going on bombs. You know who else wants to go out? Fuck this guy. I'm paddling out too. So I waited for it all kind of. I was probably like 20-25 foot Teme Hawaiian. So like 40-50 foot faces shit, bro. Damn. Big shit, bro. And
just open face waves.
Bro, I waited for my moment to paddle up, bro. I can't believe it. I gunned it through all these stalagmites, fucking spears of reef. And I seen the waves coming through. It was like 8 foot whitewash rolling through. We would die doing this.
How shallow?
It was bone dry, bro. Bone shallow dry. And I got out there with them, and I think I got like one wave, and it was like, oh, a little bumpy, but okay, survival. What? It was good, not good at all. I actually think about how the fuck am I gonna get in from this shit. And the current was ripping like a toilet bowl. There was no getting in normal. Hey, Fautatini and all the badass Tahitians were all on the shoreline watching us, and Noah Johnson kind of like, fucking, what are you idiots doing? And Love Hodel and all these guys. And then I got this one fucking gnarly triple up bomb set. I was like, I'm taking this one. I put all my energy into it, took the drop, bro. I hit a chop halfway down the face. I went flying. I tried to like, control that chop, then I hit the second chop, and it sent me into a reverse spin against my will. And in the air. I'm like,
prone or drop knee?
I'm not gonna try and drop knee fucking 25 foot Hawaiian.
I had to ask,
bro. It was so I hit the chop and I'm going to the right. I hit this chop and I end up the second chop I hit. I end up spinning, doing a half 180 reverse, facing the biggest foam ball you've ever seen in your life, and going, oh fuck, and then he pounded and held on, and I remember watching foam reef, and the reef got like this close to my face, and they're like, this is the next one I'm gonna get killed. And I went foam, and I just was kicking away from it. I was struggling or kicking away from it, and I went down by the reef, and I didn't hit the reef. I got real close, but I kept myself from getting slaughtered by it. I got into the beach.
So you got fucking worked.
I got worked, and I got back out a little bit. I got my board back. My leash was probably like a 12-foot leash, and I had to tie it in a couple knots, and I waited for a lull spot, and Love Hodel coached me in through the pilings of these rocks to get in before I got killed. And literally all the Tahitians were, what the fuck are you doing? You almost got killed coming in, you know? Raymond yelling at me and all those guys when I got in because it was the wrong place, and I'm listening to this white boy from Hawaii tell me how to come in their world, which is totally right. You know, they have every right reason to be upset about it, but love got me in. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Yeah, it was my life. Nobody else is coaching me, bro. Love is coaching me because he knows I needed him right there, and I needed him to get me in. And if he didn't get me in, I could have died. And I got in, and I turn around and I see Brian Wise take off on one that had to be like probably like an eighth bigger than the one that I already took. Oh, and the fucking guy pulled into the barrel and almost came out of it. He said came to the inside, was bone dry, got pounded right there. The whole contingent, our whole pack, ran down the beach to try and get him because literally there were Tahitians dying in the lagoons because the waves were so big. They're washing their houses down, and kids were getting hurt and shit like that. And we got over there, and this guy gets up to the beach, and Raymond's the first to get them. That motherfucker runs on rocks like a crab, like it ain't no big thing, dude. I mean, I'm talking boulders that were moving with sharp rock all over it. He just ran over like it was nothing to get to Brian. I got over there, I was crying, dude. I thought he was dead, dude. I thought he was gonna die. And Raymond rolls him over, and he's got all this pink foam, and he's puking all this pink foam out of his mouth, and he's breathing, he's puking all this pink foam. He's got this weird little smile on his face, and I get over, well, you motherfucker, don't you ever fucking do that shit to me ever again, you fucking prick. Fuck you, you know. And I left.
Wait, do what? Because I know what happened.
Well, he almost fucking died on me. That's how I felt, you know. And we weren't friends. But like I said, bro, I don't need nobody dying on my watch, bro. Okay, I know you. That's enough. Okay, we may not get along. We may get into a fucking punch up, but I ain't gonna try to kill. I ain't gonna try to take your eyeball out. You know what I mean? Like
Did he have a little smirk?
Yeah, he had a fucking smirk about it. You know, Brian, bro, he's a fucking retard. I made it.
that smile was. I won.
Fucking asshole. Yeah, I definitely spoke first, bro. I was so tripped out and worried about the boy.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Well, ever since then, it didn't matter what kind of a dick move he pulled on me. He knew. He knew I cared about him, so he could do this shit. And I was like, fuck, they're on my guards now. That's why I kind of think he laughed even more because he knew, like, you love me and I know it. Fuck you. Yeah.
But you guys, I think you both needed each other at that time.
Bro, I don't know what that was about. What he did right there was like next level. I don't know if that's a need or not need, but I'm telling you right now, like that was some next level. I got in, and we wanted him to get in safe, and that's what, yeah, we did. You're right. When it comes to shit like that, we did. Yes. You're right that day.
Whatever you learned, each of you learned something.
Oh, yeah, we both stayed alive.
All right, so worst wipeout.
Worst wipeout. Bro. I got, my worst wipeout was probably like a 2-foot wave off the wall, and I hit a huge aerial, and I didn't know how shallow it was.
2 foot?
Yeah, I was flying. I was skying. I went fucking skying, and I was upset that I wasn't landing my airs, and I was so mad. I went down head first into the reef, and I went to headbutt it and punch it at the same time. I came up, my hand was all mangled, and my face was just all mangled. I had a Y fracture in my skull for headbutting the reef. And I didn't remember getting in, and then I just remember like a numbing buzzing sound, and I was on my bodyboard in a weird way. And then my brother Troy came to come get me, and he asked this guy who was living on the beach, this touristy Holly guy that just moved to the North Shore. He just bought this house on the beach, and so he's all, oh my god. And I asked him, he asked me, hey dude, my brother asked me, hey, you need some ice? My brother asked him, can we get some ice? And the guy's like, no, he can't get no fucking ice. Get the fuck out. He didn't know that I was busted up. You know, he just told my brother to beat it. You live in a beachfront house, but guys are always begging you and bothering you for shit. You don't know what the deal is, bro. Just fucking fuck all that, right?
Did they give it to you?
No. And then I started walking over the beach. My brother was trying to carry me, and he saw my gash. My was ripped open, all the meat hanging out.
How old were you?
I was like 16, 17, something like that. And the guy's, oh, hey man, fuck, let me get you some ice. Let me get you some ice. And my brother was so mad. My brother was all, fuck you and your fucking eyes. He's 16-year-old, like, you fucking prick, bro. I fucking asked you for, I'm begging you, you fucking fuck you. I was like, oh my god. all this drama. I was like, oh shit. So it was like the worst. That was like one of the worst. first I got the shit smacked out of me. I don't know what happened. I did it to myself, and then I got my brother going off on some guy that's definitely I'm gonna see him for years because he's right there. I'm always going to the beach over here. And sure enough, I saw him for years. He'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" I didn't know what to say. You know, like, fuck, my brother just fucking offered to kill you, and I'm sorry. And you didn't want to give me ice my head. Then you saw and you know it was real. Like, he didn't mean to not be giving me. He didn't mean to be heartless. He was just trying to like. Fuck, stop. Everybody needs to leave me alone. I live here. Fucking get off of my. Stop coming up here and using my water hose. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know, I get it, dude. The guy, I think the guy was more baffled that I understood his plight. Yeah. After even getting knocked the fuck out like that. That's all good, bro. I'm like, oh my god.
Favorite bodyboarder?
Yeah, favorite bodyboarder. Danny Kim.
Yeah, why?
It's gonna be. I don't. I have some problems choosing really. Because there's so many guys that do different things, right? So for standing on a bodyboard, it's Danny Kim, and for drop knee, it's Aka, and for prone, it's like it's a toss up
between
Ryan Hardy and fucking Mitch Rollins. Ooh. It'll always be like that with me. I love Stuart. I think he's really good and all that shit. Bro, don't get me wrong. The guy's like next level legendary with everything he's done, but he's not my guy, bro. That is not my guy. It'll never be my guy. My guy is definitely Mitch Rollins or Ryan Hart, and I can't ever unphase that, bro. That's just what it is.
And that's okay. I mean, frankly,
they all rip, okay? They all rip. I mean, literally, I'm sure someone's going, "Fuck you, what about Dave Winchester, cunt, you fuck? What about fucking Dave, you fucking fuck you? What about Dallas, cunt, you fuck?" I know, bro. Hey, there's other guys too that I want to mention too, you know, like, for me, the most radicalist, psychoist motherfucker in the world is Troy Helm or Kevin Okamura. I don't know which one.
Fuck,
they're both nuts.
Hey, do you know them personally?
Fuck, I love those guys.
Can you call them?
I don't know about Troy. He's got some.
But if I can just meet Troy with this shit, like just the audio.
Troy, so I know his brother Jason really good. Troy Helm, to me, if he didn't have that mental imbalance, would be he would have been far outweighed all these. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's a kook compared to Troy Helm.
There's a magazine that came out.
Remember that Turbo ad?
Dude.
Okay, I watched him do that.
Bullshit.
Over and over and over. And the guy.
So this ad.
That's nothing, dude.
This ad had like he was going into a reverse, and everybody was like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" Turns out it was the end of his 720. Like, he was the first one to do a 720.
Okay, Troy Helm would pull into like 6-foot closeout beach break at Sandy's. And the motherfucker would find a way to escape through the lip and bust the biggest aerials you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking so launched out, and then there was no water. It was dry fucking sand. So homeboy would time it so the lip would hit the sand before he would hit it. And if you let the lip hit the beach before you hit it, and you do it wrong, you're buckling your back into the beach. You're gonna break yourself. This motherfucker would land it so the lip would hit, and the explosion, he would catch that thing and land smooth, like vroom, vroom. The guy was legendary. Everybody knows it.
Damn.
Ask Rollins Wood. Him and Rollins Wood were like fucking butt buddies. They were
really?
Bro, those guys were, back in the day, those guys were like warriors, bro.
Warriors. I know Rollins was because I got to hang out with them.
Bro, those guys are the warriors. It came to partying, chicks, fucking raging. Fuck anything, telling the cops go fuck yours, bro. The guy was they were so next level, out of control.
Do you remember that 4-door freaking, was it a
what, the Red Hot Chili Pepper one?
Yeah,
bro.
He spray painted. Was it spray painted gray?
Next level, that guy. Now he's like full blown Christian out, got his heart
bullshit.
Rollins went from medieval fucking psychopath to fucking, I got a family, I'm gonna be good to my wife, I'm gonna make sure she's happy and the kids are good. Fucking cop needs help. I see him at the fucking bar. I'm buying him a drink. Like, different fucking Rollins, bro.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's called growing up and understanding shit.
Yeah. But at least he had a good time.
So what's the next question?
Next question: favorite bodyboarding movie?
I don't know. I like, it's biased, but I like the Recon movie that we did because it just puts sections on that were just like high powered, and that's it. I wasn't trying to fucking, the stuff that I made, the sections I made in that Recon video with Tom Boyle they really were everything that I could put into that shit right there at that time. So yeah, I like that.
Say that again so people can go look it up.
Recon, R-E-C-O-N. It's a bodyboard video that me and Tom Boyle did. I mean, it's got a lot of guys that sections in there. It's mostly just surf sections, like bodyboarding sections, some sections of section. The guys just going for it, and you know, I like that movie the most because I was so involved in making it.
Epic. All right, last one. I like this question because it gets you to think. If I won the lottery, if boogLIFE won the lottery and said, hey, Wonton, pick 4 guys, pick a destination, and pick a photographer. We're leaving at the first sign of swell. Who would those people be?
4 guys, you say?
4 guys, a photographer, and a photographer.
I don't like wave hogs. I don't like attitude, ego adjustments, none of that bullshit.
So that cuts out like
raw,
60%.
I want raw surfing. I'm not part of.
I'm joking.
Hey, I'm not part of anybody's fucking clique. I don't click with anybody. I don't want to be part of anybody's special little reserved little group. I am picking like just heart-based my top 4, right?
But you know what? You're saying that, but you also know that
I'm picking guys that
wait. But
mentally ride.
No, but I'm about you're not part of a clique, but
Nope.
you are
Part of my own goddamn craziness.
But if you went to IB and you saw the IB boys,
oh, dude, get me right in there, dude. I'm not part of that clique, but
No.
I'm so happy to be a part of the clique when I'm there.
yes, that's what I mean. It's
Wow,
like you got.
dude.
You
I know
got
you.
this-
Do you want to give you a little process? Bro, I have no problem with that, bro. I forgot that I was live. I thought this was like, yeah, this is live. It's classic. So actually, they heard how I really feel earlier, so it's all good.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so
And then
four guys.
So 4 guys. Like I said, those 2 prone guys. I take Ryan and Mitch. And I take them, and then for drop me, at this moment that I see that's really good. I grab a Lackey. Lackey is, to me, is like a real drop me. I see the tour, bro. I'm not impressed. I'm sorry. And then for standing on a bodyboard.
Wait a second. Why aren't you impressed?
I'm not impressed, but I don't even want to get into it. But I do know this. That if the rules change around where everyone's able to compete against each other openly, and it's not like, oh, you got to be prone only, then I'm going to be impressed, because I want to watch some things happen. I want to see some Rodney Mullen-esque interesting new things come down smooth in different types of surf. It doesn't have to be 20-foot maxed out crazy perfect barrels all the time. There's other things you can do that can get creative and show us all what we can really do. Some fun stuff. But anyway,
I want to know something real quick before you answer that. What do you think of Jimmy Hootap's freaking reverse little hops at the end of the?
Oh, they're expensive.
What do you mean?
Probably his knees. He hurt his knees a few times doing some radical stuff.
Oh,
shit. And so for me and Jimmy, like Jimmy's riding to me he's so good. But he's paid prices with his knees.
Damn.
So now I think that the Jimmy that he is today, if he has that information from today and he was young again, he wouldn't have knee problems. So if you're gonna do all that kind of shit, those knee hop type of things, aim for places where you know you're gonna be able to do it without hurting yourself. Like you go to gyms and guys aren't fucking all gymnastics. They're doing gymnastics so they can ski better. Well, Eppo used to do flips and crazy crap on top of a trampoline to learn how to do all that other crazy crap that he brought in the bodyboard. You're gonna do stuff in drop knee world, and then maybe think about getting a trampoline and working on some things. I mean, Sammy Moratino's an insane character too. I wouldn't mind having him on any of those things.
Okay.
And then
you got 3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, I'm just saying. I already mentioned my 3rd guy, and then for number 4 would be, I don't know. I'm kind of baffled on that one. I wouldn't. Maybe Blair Conklin.
Okay, explain to the people who that is.
He's like a skimmer kid. He's with the Catch Surf crew. You'll see him with Chris Monroe doing videos and stuff like that. Kid.
How old?
I don't know how old he is. Some fucking toe-headed blonde curly little shit down there in Laguna area that absolutely fucking rips the bag out of it. Has the nicest demeanor in the world. Like that guy.
What's his name again?
Blair Conklin. Like literally, if the guy came up to my neighborhood and was riding shit like that, and I had the best wave ever coming at me, it was coming to me, I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't.
Holy shit.
I would fucking. Maybe I would. I would take off and yell it like I'm gonna fucking, and look at Blair like, burn me, motherfucker, burn me, and then cut out. Or maybe I'd stay behind and just watch him ride.
Yeah.
Because he's a balance freak. Like literally, what he can do on his skimboard and what I've seen him do with a bodyboard off the beach. If I could do what he does off the beach, I'll be so happy.
Damn.
I wouldn't have to deal with all the crowds in the water. The guys in the water nowadays are just too aggressive, but it's understandable. Fuck, I was aggressive too at one point.
Yeah.
If you're not aggressive for that perfect wave, then fuck, you ain't gonna get it here in California.
Yeah.
you guys are aggressive motherfuckers around here. You know, everybody's a white shark, bro. It doesn't matter if you're the newest guy in the world or not. Like, I used to love surfing the wedge, but we got some fucking prick Holly out there that's just out of control for me. I can't handle it. I don't like that behavior. It's negative, you know?
Where do you think that comes from?
Ego. Ego. I'm over it. Like, you know, if I do ever surf places like the wedge, like that, I'm in and out of that place nowadays. Like, I'm over it. Like, this, that's not what I just didn't. That's not what I'm not into it. Yeah. Photographer. I'll take Hank. I'll take Hank. Location. Wait. For people who don't know who Hank is. Hank, one of the happiest, funniest, most epic, free-loving, Polish individuals you'll ever run into. He's always got 5 on it. He's totally funny, good fun to be around. Has a huge heart. He's a super good dad. Yeah, I'd have him, and he'd bring his son as the assistant. A quick little story about Hank. Hanky Panky. Fucking one of my first trips, photo trips, was to Cabo, and Hank was a photographer. Yeah. And here I am, just some fucking young 17, 18-year-old kid trying to impress, you know, the freaking pro photographers that Bodyboarding Magazine hired. Yeah. And we find this deserted freaking sandbar, shore break, perfect, middle of the day, just crystal clear water, warm, everything, but nothing's around. And it's freaking a desert. A fucking blue bottle jellyfish wraps around my fucking leg. And I fucking go in and I fucking peel that shit off. And I'm sitting there I'm literally crying. Like, tears were coming out of my. Oh yeah. I'm sitting on the beach. I'm sweating now because I'm in the freaking desert. And I don't know. Hank comes in. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Fuck, a fucking jellyfish." He's like, "Are you allergic?" And I said, "No." He's like, "Stop being a bitch." And then he fucking went back into the water. Oh, bro, I dislocated my shoulder. Remember I told you about that? It was the worst pain of my life. I was screaming bloody murder. Fucker comes up next to me. He's like, "Fucking suck it up, be a man." Yes. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes. Are you fucking? He saw how much pain I was in. He's like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Exactly. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was probably one of the best. But you know what? We'll always remember that fucker. Fucking 100%, because he was right. You know, there's asshole. Nothing nobody can do. I can't do anything about it, bro. I gotta fucking suck it up. So he went back in the water. I started peeing on it. That didn't help. So I just fucking sucked it up for like 30 minutes. My arm was over there. My arm was over there. There's a big chunk of bloody purple meat hanging between my shoulder hole and my arm, and this guy comes up and suck it up. Fucking grow a pair. Fuck. You can. It goes to tell you, like, the original Holly guys that were surfing and stuff like that, like Bud Llamas group and stuff like that. Yeah. Those guys were animals, bro. Yeah. They were fucking straight. They're the Mickey Nielsen savages, bro. Whatever they wanted, they got like. They must have, you know what, they must have been Vikings in another life off the same boat. Probably all died, and probably all died doing the same ugly monster woman that was filled with some disease that killed them all at the same time. Those guys. I don't think Johnny Boy was right behind him. No, Johnny Boy was probably on the first boat. He probably nailed it first and gave it to all of them. Dude. I seen a little white kid, definitely from Florida, on the inside off the wall. Johnny Boy drops in, sees the kid, he jumps off his board because he would have fucking killed the kid. Yeah, and then screams at the kid all day long. Fucking pushes. Kid. The kid was like, no, the kid was like 17, 18. He was a man. He was a young man. Okay, oh, fuck. Fucking pushes him off the board. Oh no. Fucking knocks out all 3 fucking fins and says, "Go in." Oh, bruh. You know how many times I've had to pay for all that shit the old school uncles used to do? Bro, I know exactly what kind of guys you guys are. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm surfing Hawaii already. I seen how you people treat us. I was like, oh man. Holy shit. I'm getting worked. I didn't do anything. But hey, you know what, bro? We're pretty brutal back out there. So I see it all coming around full circle. Somewhere it has to come around. Location. Location. Like, I'd love to say Indonesia, but those guys keep killing all my friends in Papua New Guinea. What do you mean? Those guys, go look up Papua. And look into that. So I love to go to India. The Indonesian people are so good, but that government's got to stop going over there and hurting those people. So I'd love to say Indo, but I can't go over there. Shit. Okay. So my mindset's more like, you know, someplace in the South Pacific, more peaceful. I mean, literally, I literally love to get a group of guys and bring them over to the Salani Surf Camp in Samoa and just freaking turn them on to some serious stuff. I got a guy out there. He showed me a bunch of really cool stuff, and and where the waves are best, and we could have a really, I mean, to me, that's the spot for me, because I got my own bunch of VLANs out there with nobody tripping me out. I got my own bunch of lefts out there with nobody tripping me out. I can just go surf. The only other people that go out there are people who have boats, and there's not that many people with boats, and you got to go through hell to get these boats. Some of the guys that run these boats aren't so friendly, so you know, you get what you pay for. Damn. So you got to come stay with me at the Solani Surf Resort.
All right, send me the info when we're done here.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Was that it?
I don't know what else you want me to talk about. I could sit here and babble forever.
Yeah, you're right.
But hey, you know,
no, was that it for the location?
Location,
that's the spot.
Samoa, or maybe, you know, it would be another great location, which would just get on a plane, land in Tahiti, and jump into the back of the truck of Raymana's truck and let him decide whatever the fuck we should go at. Raymana would take me to where I want to go.
Does he do private tours?
I don't know. I think so. I mean, if the money's right, he'll do it. The guy's a really good businessman. The guy he's like just like one of us. Oh.
It's okay. You don't need it.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh yeah. I need to turn on the freaking Bluetooth. But grab your mic.
Yeah. There.
Not the Bluetooth, but the noise cancellation.
Yeah. So yeah, that guy comes from jack fuck nothing, and he's made himself a lot of something, and that's just, and he's not some big hustler, he's not some thug, he didn't push his weight around, he didn't push anything negative, he just did beautiful things for everybody, and big companies in the world open up the doors to work with him. He's got a clothing company with Kelly Slater, for crying out loud. Outer known, bro. You gotta be proud of this kid, dude.
He's part of that?
Bro, you kidding? Raymana, he's got his fingers in everything.
Bullshit.
Bro, Raymana's, bro, you think I'm a hustler, bro? Talk about a guy who comes from a place where there's no opportunity. Bro, that guy created opportunities out of thin air, bro. Yeah. I don't want to hear anybody, oh, I'm broke, I can't do anything out here, I got nothing going on. Bro, shut the fuck up and go watch Raymana go, bro. Shut up.
Yeah.
That to me, we just go to Raymana and let him choose everything.
All right.
Okay.
Epic. Wait a second, we're not done. Thank you guys for watching live. I don't know how many people were watching because we were just freaking shooting the shit. But this camera's working. I think it's almost dead. But Wonton, thanks for hanging out. This is, I think we do this again, but freaking outside under a palapa, chilling out with our feet in the sand.
But drop the whole thing like science.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. This is part one of many more. Wonton's got a busy schedule. I'm super stoked he made it. Until the next one, later.
Laters.
You can leave that sucker on, put it right there.
I turned my mic off. I'd like you to kind of catch me off guard. That's okay, I'm not worried. I'm not Epstein.
Oh man,
bro. Yeah.
How much bullshit really happens out there?